There appears to be confusion in the Imo APC as the party is yet to fix a date for its primary elections across the 27 local government areas and 305 wards of the state. Again, Governor Hope Uzodinma's silence on the date in his recent speech has also raised concerns among political watchers. The leadership of the party had earlier on August the 16th selected August the 22nd for the primary exercise, and the announcement was made by the state chairman of the party, MacDonald Ebere, while addressing aspirants and other party faithfuls in its secretariat in Owerri. Just a few hours after the announcement, another date was seen flying on social media, indicating that the date for the exercise had been shifted to August the 24th, which was never debunked nor confirmed by the party leadership. Noticeably, the two dates that were selected for the exercise have come and gone, but the primaries is yet to take place. Yes, sir. Well, we have a situation in Imo State of which the primaries for the APC has been delayed over and over again. Initially, it was thought to be maybe because of the Supreme Court's ruling on the governorship elections in the state, but that has come and gone, and at least to their credit, it favored the APC. But I want to know your opinion on why there have been delays in having a tentative date for the primaries for the APC to commence in Imo State, sir.
You see, the toad does not jump in the data without a cause.
Yeah.
It's either something is pursuing after it or is pursuing after something. Ordinarily, one would think that as the ruling party in the state, they were the first to conduct primary election.
Exactly.
But surprisingly, what we are seeing now, we never bargained for it. And I am thinking that something may be fishy somewhere. There is something that is more to the eyes. Because look at the two dates, two conflicting dates.
Exactly.
And the two parties are quiet. When I talk the two parties, I'm talking about the incumbent governor, Hope Uzodinma, and MacDonald, the party chairman.
Exactly.
Now, I am thinking that, last time I was telling you about, the soul of the party.
Yes.
The soul of the party, I think some persons are wrestling over the soul of the party. Now, I try to look at the, Hope Uzodinma's excuse. He was of the opinion that they are going to come up with consensus candidate. Exactly. Because there are so many contestants for that few position, and promise losers of being reimbursed of their money. The party chairman, Ben MacDonald, also said that they are going to use delegate, that it shall be by delegates election, and that it shall be only exclusive reserved for the party executive, which was not comfortable. Some person, it didn't go that way with some members of the party. We are thinking that it should have been open to the card-carrying member. And as a politician, and someone who have been following politics closely in Nigeria, I believe definitely there is something somewhere that they have not told us. There is no alignment between the government of Imo State and the party leadership. What they are doing is just window dressing. We know that if all is well with APC in Imo State, it wouldn't be possible for them to shift primary election because they already know who will fly their flag. They already know.
Yeah.
So what they would have done is the normal thing they have been doing is to call the other people to step down, because the governor has already said, for governor to say that they are believing that it will go by consensus, it means that he has a choice.
Yes.
And the same governor also contradicted himself and said he will not have a preferred candidate. Speaking from both sides of the man, I think something is definitely wrong in Imo State APC.
Because there was also a comment by the governor to say that if there were anybody that went to Dobale, Passe, to go to genuflect or go to swear oaths with any other stakeholder in the party, and that the person will be...
He said it's a ground for disqualification.
Yes, it's a ground for disqualification. And I begin to see if maybe there is an opposing camp within the Imo APC. Is the governor still in charge, or is there another structure that is popping up from the Imo APC per se?
I am thinking, although we are limited to all the information that is available to us, but I'm thinking that there are unseen hands. There are unseen hands that is beyond the control of Hope Uzodinma. And that is why the only option he has is to be shifting the date. But you can't shift the date for perpetuity.
Exactly. So
what they need to do, if they don't want to lose that position, is to put their house in order. And that's what. If they don't do that, if he must insist on his own candidate, they should. The best thing is let them throw the position open. Why are they afraid? Let all the card carry member, okay, if you say all the card carry member, the capacity of the play may not carry them. Okay, let's go by the party executive. Let all the party executive fund the delegate. Let them go and vote a candidate of their own choice. Whosoever that they might, let the loser congratulate the winner. And that's what they move on. But if nothing is done, I am sure that I was going through the electoral act, and electoral act was silent when it comes to issue of day, but it played a supervisory role over local government, conduct of election, over state conduct of election in local government. And I think that, every state legislature has their own law that regulate the election. Now, I think that if what they are doing is in tandem with the electoral, law in the state, I believe that before they are shifted, they would have looked at the law. So if they have looked at the law and they are still within time, I pray they shouldn't run out of that, because when they run out of that, it is a ground.
Exactly. To
bring litigation in the process.
Okay, sir. This is the second tenure of Hope Uzodinma per se. After now, the constitutional rights he has to contest again is exhausted. Do you think that he wants to install himself as a per se political godfather per se? Because if he was on his first tenure, and it's been very difficult for him to get those people that he needed for the consensus and hold the party in a firm grip, it would have been understandable. But being that this is second tenure, after now, he might move up to the national or take a seat as an elder statesman in the party in Imo State. But is he trying to install himself, per se, as a generalissimo of APC in Imo State?
Now, if you look at the way Hope Uzodinma emerged as the governor of Imo State, you know that is what the people out there call Supreme Court governor, just like what happened to Rotimi Amechi in the state. He never had the support of the people of the state. But somehow there is nothing the people can do since the Supreme Court has spoken. And now, the fear of every politician, I've always told you here, the fear of every politician is to stay out of power. Because every politician wants to remain relevant, and that is part of the problem Hope is having. Hope wants to ensure that as he's leaving, he's installing somebody that will still keep him in governance. That's what they do. And I see that as being selfish. You have completed your tenure. Why not allow the process to run? You know that you were not, either to this time, you were not popular. But somehow, you came by the law. And if you want to go, you think that you can control, afterward, that Imo State has been a PDP state.
Yes.
It has been a PDP state. It was that they removed before he came. So I still believe that the Imo State, support for PDP is still at the higher side. So I think if they don't put their house in order, what they fear most will happen to them.
What was your prediction on the second tenure of Hope Uzodinma concerning his victory at the Supreme Court for his second tenure?
Now, they said that those who live in glass houses don't cast stone. I want to say that, oftentimes we hear that you don't preempt the court. But do you know that the judiciary now are becoming predictable? When they were talking about Supreme Court, in those days, when you hear that Supreme Court want to give judgment, everybody want to glue to the television. Yes. Everybody want to hear, because you don't know what the Supreme Court will say. Exactly. But now we already know what the Supreme Court will say. before that judgment was given, I knew that it was going to go in the favor of the incumbent. Because we know that the most corrupt sector in Nigeria is the judiciary.
How come? How did the judiciary get to that point?
Now let me tell you.
Yes.
What happened is that when the politicians, in fact, I don't want to mention name.
Okay.
One of the retired justices of one of our revered, high court in the state, said that when the politicians saw how the judiciary were using their power to right the wrongs politically, now they decided to plant their people. They started pushing their wives, their cousin, their brother, their relation, and begin to push them until they set to Supreme Court level. And the moment matter that has to do with their interest come before them, there is sentiment. We are human beings. Sentiment with that court. That is why we are here where we are now. In fact, when that woman was saying it, there is a video clip. I still have it in my phone. When she was saying, he said there are some powerful SAN who, she said, when she came into power, he discovered that some people at the registry has worked there more than 20 years. And he asked, why are these people not going on transfer? Somebody told him, say these people have backing. So she decided to transfer them. And when they transferred them, the thing raised a lot of dust. She maintained her ground. That was how this information now leaked. Somebody called out, for you to have the guts to do this, it means that you can right the wrong. You see, that was what happened. They were delaying matters that, most of these politicians have interest by, sometimes they will hide the file, sometimes they will do certain things so that the other person can get adjournment date. And that is why, that is how we finally got to where we are now. And what we are seeing now is just, even eyebrow. Because if you check what is happening now from the court of inferior court, like customary court, like magistrate court, they all have their people there. And if you check what has happened recently, you discover that most of the justices that they have pushed and promoted have affiliation with the politician. So a due day is coming for this.
There's a full politicization of
the
judiciary.
Judiciary have been dragged into politics. Not only that they are dragged into Nigeria politics, they have become a key player, a determinant to who occupies any position.
Well, how do you think we can launder or at least do a hard reset on the judiciary?
The only solution to it is that, one, the CJN must be apolitical.
Okay.
Now, after that, the appointment of justices and judges should be on merit. And XYZ governor, yes, I have been to his wife's court. It's not too bad, but she's not qualified to be pushed to where she is now. She's not qualified, for crying out loud. She is not qualified to be where she is now. I don't want to mention it. So that is where we find ourselves. And if anything must change, is let everything be done on merit. Let the Council of Legal Education open their eyes. Let the disciplinary committee that is in charge of disciplinary hearing judges, let them sit up. So that by the time, look at what the new CJN is saying. Yes, she may have a good dream. But the moment he who paid the piper detect his stone, the moment she said, somebody appointed her, yes, CJN make a recommendation. Sorry, what is it called? The highest body make their recommendation to NJC make a recommendation to him. Then the governor, the president approve in the case of the federal.
Yeah.
Now, if the president refuses to approve, he cannot appoint on his own. They will make another recommendation. But the truth is that whether the president likes the face of that person or not, he cannot appoint any person on his own. So it is very easy since it's done by seniority at bar, and these people know that they merited what they are doing, why would they play to gallery? So judiciary need to be sanitized.
Oh.
That is what President Buhari wanted to do.
Okay.
But people, came on here and say the way he's going, he may make himself unpopular. But that would have helped us a lot because that brought fear into the judiciary. But today, people buy judgment. Honestly speaking, people buy judgment. I don't want to speak more than that. Let it not be that casting stone or glass as it were. I'm part of that place. So let me end at that level.
Okay. Let's move on to the next story coming from